Leo, this month is all about relationships, but specifically stepping outside the box when it comes to relationships. It's like the mold is going to break for you guys. Whatever relationship patterns you've been following from the past, it's really time to let those go. Some of you are going to have a lot of options when it comes to partners. Others of you are going to have to do some soul work in order to work on an existing relationship. But regardless, first things first, you guys have to practice self-love. If you want to know more about it, keep watching and I'll explain it all. What's up, Leo? It's your girl Mel of Divine Feminine Works, and as always, I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. This channel is everything tarot, astrology, and spirituality. So if those are the things that interest you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell, so you'll always be notified when I come out with new content. All right, so this is going to be the astro forecast and tarot scope for you, Leo, for February 2021. I have to remind everyone that the astro forecast depends on your rising sign. So even if you're a Leo sun, you need to figure out what your rising sign is and watch that video. So you could be a Leo sun and let's say an Aquarius rising. So it would be best for you to watch the Leo video and the Aquarius video so you can kind of get a feel of, you know, everything as it pertains to you. If you don't know what your rising sign is, you can go to a site like astro.com, and I'll put the link in the description box below. You'll need your birth date, time, and location. You can put in that information and it'll give you your full birth chart, including your rising sign. So check that out if you don't already know it. But in any event, let's get into it because the astrology for this month is really intense. And if you've watched any of my videos from 2020, you'll know that almost every month I was like, this month is gonna be intense. This month is gonna be intense. And I'm not going back on what I said. Like almost every month in 2020 was intense, wasn't it? Right? But this month is gonna be intense in a different way. I feel like in a better way. We have 6 planets in Aquarius this month, and so Aquarius just has so much planetary energy. And what this means for us in a practical way is that we are experiencing a renewal and a rebirth. I feel like 2020 was really all about breaking the old structures and programs down. And I feel like 2021, we're going to start to see the start of this rebuilding, but in a very different way. If you think about Aquarius as a sign, Aquarius is very rebellious. If you follow traditional astrology, Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. But if you follow modern astrology, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. And Uranus is all about surprises, suddenness, rebellion. So Aquarius, inherent in Aquarius energy is this energy of rebellion. And I feel like if you just look around at what's going on in the world right now, you're going to see it. Like, I feel like everyone is rebelling. Everyone is rebelling against the status quo. There is just this new energy that I feel like we're all feeling right now. And February is arguably one of the most important months of 2021 because with all of this Aquarius energy, like I said, there's going to be 6 planets in the sign of Aquarius. We're all experiencing a rebirth, a renewal, like almost like a complete turnaround in whatever area Aquarius is for you. And for you, Leo, Aquarius is your 7th house of relationships. So trust and believe, this month is going to be pretty interesting. And I love the fact that for Valentine's Day, the month of love, which is February, you guys have this like rebellious streak going on in your relationship sector. So things should get pretty interesting. So we start off the month still in Aquarius season and the sun in your 7th house of relationships. So when we talk about 7th house relationships, we talk about interpersonal relationships. So that those are business or personal, doesn't have to be romantic, but people that you relate to on a one-to-one level. The seventh house also covers things that you commit yourself to. So for instance, if you sign a contract with someone, that would fall under the seventh house because you two are committing to a particular business arrangement, financial arrangement, or whatever. So this is the area of your life that you are currently focused on. Maybe you want to get partnered up and you're looking to form new partnerships. Maybe you are focused on working on the partnerships that you're already in. But regardless, this month finds you really thinking about them, working on them, working towards them, all of that good stuff. Some of you may be signing a lot of contracts this month and getting into business relationships with other people or entities. So that could also be how this plays out. Now, by the time the sun moves into Pisces, which should be on February 18th, your focus is going to shift towards your 8th house. And the 8th house covers transformation, sex, and shared resources. So think about this way. The 7th house is about coming together. It's about committing yourself. Some equate the 7th house to marriage because that's where you basically have a contract with your partner where you vow to love each other and obey each other till the end of time, right? When you think about the 8th house, it's about taking it a step further. It's about consummating that relationship. So that's why a lot of people equate the 8th house to sex. It's about making it official. It's about experiencing intimacy and shared resources. Because think about it, when you get married, 9 times out of 10, although I don't know the way things go now, you may have joint bank account. When you buy a house, both of your names are going to be on the deed, that kind of thing. You're two become one. That's sort of the theme of the 8th house. And those are the kinds of things that you're going to be focusing on once the sun moves into Pisces. The 8th house also covers things like taxes, inheritances, insurance policies, loans, other people's money, basically. So if you have a tax issue, that may come up during Pisces season. Some of you may inherit money, perhaps from the passing of someone around that time. So that's all of the 8th house stuff that's going to happen, again, once the sun moves into the sign of Pisces. So moving right along, let's talk about the moon. So just like every month, we have a new moon and a full moon. So this month, we have a new moon in the sign of Aquarius on February 11th. So like I said, Aquarius is lit this month. So for you guys, relationships are like going to be on fire. And it's almost like some of you are maybe getting back out there. Maybe some of you are forming new partnerships, but I can almost guarantee that they're going to be very different from the ones that you've experienced in the past. Again, Aquarius is all about rebellion. It's all about going left when everyone else goes right. It's about thinking outside the box. So maybe it's time to start doing things differently in relationships in order to experience different relationships. And that being the case, you're going to want to use the energy of the new moon on February 11th to manifest and plant those seeds. Well, not manifest, to set the intentions for those different kind of relationships. New moons are all about setting intentions and planting new seeds. So around that time, if you're looking to partner up, if you're looking to expand a relationship, take it to the next level, or maybe just improve or change certain aspects of relationships that you're already in, you're going to want to set the intentions around the time of the new moon, which again is happening on February 11th. Just keep in mind that Mercury is still going to be retrograde. So communication with your partner is going to be a little wonky. There may be the, it's almost like you guys might have a lot of misunderstandings. Communication is just not going to be the best. So if you're looking to start something new, if you're looking to have a heart-to-heart conversation with your partner or a serious conversation with a business associate, try to do it once Mercury goes direct towards the end of the month. And then we have a full moon in the sign of Virgo on February 27th. Full moons are all about illumination. They either show you the culmination of work done in the past. So like if you started working on something 6 months ago, you're going to see it come to fruition around the time of the full moon. Or you're going to, things are going to be uncovered that were once hidden. So full moons illuminate. So anything that was done in the dark is going to come to light. And when it does, it typically happens around the time of the full moon. For you, Leo, this full moon is happening in the sign of Virgo, which is your second house of money and personal assets. So when it comes to the full moon, let's say you've been saving money to buy a big ticket item. By the time the end of the month reaches us, you're probably going to see that you've saved up enough money for it, or you have this stockpile of resources now. If there was some sort of new financial project you were working on, or maybe you were trying to acquire some new assets, by the time this full moon hits at the end of the month, you'll see that those projects, those goals have probably come to fruition. For others of you, this full moon is going to illuminate something regarding your money or your assets. This full moon is going to be trine Uranus, so expect the unexpected. Something could come out of nowhere, good or bad, so brace yourselves. I promise it won't be too bad, but just know that it might be surprising. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is Mercury. So currently Mercury is retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, and it's set to go direct on February 20th. So Mercury is going to stay in Aquarius for the duration of the month. So when it comes to relating to and communicating with romantic partners or business associates or people who you do business with, that is where Mercury retrograde is really going to trip you up. Communication is going to be wonky. Remember to go through any communications you're sending out with a fine-tooth comb. With all Mercury retrogrades, your electronics could start acting up. You could experience accidents, particularly in the kitchen or related to your car. That's sort of the run-of-the-mill Mercury retrograde stuff. But for you, Leo, this is all about your communication with partners. So try not to get too frustrated if you feel like your partner doesn't understand you, or you can't express yourself or your feelings or your needs in the way that you need to. Mercury is going to go direct on February 20th, and at that time, things should kind of go back to normal, hopefully. And the last thing I want to talk about is Venus, because Venus is definitely making some moves this month. She starts out in Aquarius. As a matter of fact, on February 1st, she transited into Aquarius, which is, again, your seventh house of relationships. Venus loves bringing people together and provides you with magnetism, beauty, allure. So if you're talking about relationships, this is giving you some positive energy when it comes to relationships. Venus also rules harmony and peace. So maybe if you've been experiencing a lot of discord, if you've been experiencing a lot of unpleasantness, I feel like Venus in Aquarius might make things a little better and be a little more harmonious. Venus is also about fairness and equality. So with Venus going into your seventh house of relationships, the give and take that is inherent in relationships might be highlighted. So you may notice that maybe one partner is giving more than the other, or things are just out of balance. Venus is going to come in and sort of restore the status quo and restore balance. So keep that in mind. And then by the end of the month, not by the 18th, I can't remember the exact date, but I think it's February 25th, Venus is going to move into Pisces, which is your 8th house that I spoke about before, of transformation, sex, and shared resources. Venus very much concerns herself with resources. So maybe at this time, you and your partner may be looking to acquire more assets together. Maybe you guys, whether it's your romantic partner or a business partner, might be looking to get funding from a bank or another sort of lending institution. Resources, I feel like, are going to be a big deal for you in Pisces season. So, yeah, and just Venus is also about beauty. And I feel like you guys are going to start to understand or appreciate the beauty of intimacy, the beauty of being emotionally vulnerable, the beauty of intimacy, really. I think I said that, but you get the point. So I feel like all in all, for the month of February, you guys have, some good energy coming your way. I think that this stellium in Aquarius is really going to change how you view relationships, how you act in relationships, how you acquire relationships, all of that good stuff. So now that we've got the astrology out of the way, let's get into the tarot and see what messages Spirit has for you this month. All right, so we're going to start off with the oracle cards and then move into the tarot for some more specific messages. First card out is Mask. Okay, so masks actually keep things hidden. They obscure things. So I feel like with all of this energy in your 7th house of relationships, Leo, I feel like there may be someone in the relationship, whether it's you or your partner, and again, this could be business or personal, that's wearing some sort of a mask. They may be holding something back. I don't necessarily feel like it's like outright deception. I feel like it's more so someone who may be afraid to express themselves fully or to be completely vulnerable, right? Even in business relationships require a certain amount of vulnerability. And I feel like someone may be holding back a bit. Okay, ooh. We've got passion. So this is pretty self-explanatory. We've got some sex going on, kissing, fruit, chocolates. All right, some of y'all are really getting to business this month, which I can't blame you. I love these chocolate covered strawberries. This is very much like Valentine's Day. So some of you may be really enjoying a passionate moment with your partner this month. Others of you feel like you are lacking this in your life. With this being a 9, I don't know if you can see that. With this being a 9, I feel like it talks about being single or being alone. Not necessarily in a bad way, but more so that you feel like passion is something that you're not partaking in. Some of you may, and if you are in a partnership, right, and you feel that way, I feel like you may not be exactly forthcoming with your partner about that. I feel like on the surface, you're like, oh, everything is fine. Maybe you're just, like maybe your partner is not really a passionate person. And you're just like, oh, that's fine. But I feel like deep down inside, you're like, no, I need this in my life. I need passion. I need romance. I need to feel this way. But you're not saying that. And this really speaks to Venus and Aquarius. I feel like for some of you, that's been the norm for you. That's been the way you've been in relationships for a while. And it might not even be just about passion. It might be that you guys have a certain love language, right? Maybe it's physical touch. Maybe it's someone doing service for you or giving you gifts or whatever. And you and your person you guys don't have the same love language. And I feel like rather than communicate that, I feel like you just go with the flow. If your partner isn't into giving gifts, you're just like, oh, that's fine. It's okay. But meanwhile, inside you're like, no, fuck that. I want a gift. Buy me diamonds. Or I want passion, but you're not saying that. And I feel like Venus and Aquarius is going to help you break out of that sort of mold and help you start communicating what you need better. But again, it's not going to happen really until after Mercury goes direct. Ooh. And then we've got envy. And it says, I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. There's also, okay, so either you or your partner, there's like this undercurrent of your relationship where things are not being said or being expressed. And I feel like I see envy, but I'm hearing resentment. You may be envious. I really feel like they go together because I feel like if you've been tight-lipped about what it is that you want and you need, you have this undercurrent of resentment and even envy towards your partner, almost like you're envious of the fact that they're getting what they want. Now, this could be you experiencing this or your partner. Take it as it resonates. But I feel like there's this undercurrent of I'm not getting what I want and I'm resentful of the other person for that. But again, with all of this energy in the sign of Aquarius in your relationship sector, all of this is going to, again, it's like the mold is being broken. I feel like y'all have operated in this space for a long time. And now it's time to go left. It's time to do something completely different. Some of you might just like be chucking up the deuces and leaving relationships, period. But let's get into the tarot and see if that's the case. We've got Page of Swords. I feel like some of you are like waiting for the right time or seeing how things play out. I think a lot of you, and again, take this as it resonates, a lot of you have this wait and see kind of mentality. Like, oh, let me see if things get better. Let me see if they pick up on my body language, like especially if it has to do with passion. Maybe you're like, walking around half naked, right? And you're waiting for this person to just initiate the passion that you want. So I feel like you're really just watching, waiting, and seeing. Like, especially, yeah, because it comes right under the mask. Like, you're almost like in the cut. Like, let me see how this person reacts. Or if I do this, is this person going to give me the reaction that I want? A lot of y'all are doing that. And like studying this person. We've got the Knight of Wands. This is you. This is you. Especially you guys being a fire sign. Y'all are like ready to go. Y'all are ready. And when I say ready to go, like y'all are very sexual. Very sexual. It's like you guys have this burning desire, but you're just not acting on it. You're just not acting on it. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, but an opportunity is going to arise. But I don't think it's going to arise in the way that you're envisioning. It's not like all of the sudden, this person is going to pick up on your cues and just like bend you over and get down to business. I don't think it's going to happen that way. I think there's going to be some sort of external situation, external opportunity that gets you to move. So some of y'all may find someone else who's giving you some passion and y'all are ready to move that way. Like y'all are ready to plant seeds with someone new. Remember I said the new moon is all about setting intention and planting seeds. I think around the time of the new moon, which is February 11th, some of y'all are going to get an opportunity to plant seeds with someone else. If you are someone who has, if you are a male, some of y'all might literally be planting seeds at this time. So if you're not trying to have any little babies, just keep that in mind, all right? I do see you, I do, but all in all, I feel like some of you are getting tired of wearing this mask. You are tired of hoping the situation will change or waiting to see what happens. I feel like y'all are ready to make a move. Yep, look at this. Knight of Swords. Look at him. He's running on it's like he's getting the fuck out of Dodge. Yeah, some of y'all are leaving relationships for real. Or for some of you, it's not necessarily that you're physically leaving a relationship. The mentality of being quiet and tight-lipped about what it is that you want, you're leaving that mentality behind. So some of you may really get vocal with your partner about what it is that you need. Others of you, I feel like you may just start pouncing on them. Like I see some of you like, you're like, I'm not going to wait for this person to initiate anything anymore. Let me just jump on them and see what happens. For a lot of you, it's your mentality that's changing. Also, swords speak to communication. So I see some of y'all like, and it's also, this is a little bit of drama. Some of you maybe, and Leos, y'all definitely have a flair for the dramatic. So this definitely makes sense for you. I see that it's like y'all are, I don't want to say you're going to get reckless with how you speak, but as tight-lipped as you were, I feel like it's going to take your partner by surprise because all of a sudden you're going to be like, you know, for the last 2 years, you haven't done this, you haven't done that. I need this, I need that. Like y'all are really going to make a telenovela out of it. Trust and believe. But that's a good thing. Again, Aquarius is all about breaking out of the mold. So y'all are leaving this this quietness and this just sitting in the cut like, oh, is he gonna change? Is she gonna do what I want? No, y'all are about to go. Some of you are really about to go after what you want too. You've got two knights here, and knights are all about action. They're all about action. And here I feel like you guys are just going to be so action oriented. Y'all are going to go where the passion is. You know that saying now, like, I am where the money resides. Like y'all are going to be like, I am where the passion resides. If the passion ain't here, I ain't with it. I ain't staying. That's definitely what's going on for some of you. And I don't blame you. Life is too short to not have what you want. I feel like a lot of times in relationships, especially if you are older, let's say, like late millennial and above, I feel like some of the programming concerning relationships is so fucked up. It's not until I started my spiritual awakening and I was just like, yo, the things I thought about relationships or how I conducted myself in relationships was so whack. It was so detrimental to my personal well-being, to my personal growth. It stifles a lot of people. And a lot of people get caught up in relationships and lose their identity. There's no more of that anymore. I feel like the rules when it comes to relationships are going out the window. Now it's about making your own rules, but those rules have to reflect your level of comfortability. Don't lose yourself or your authenticity in relationships. Go where you are celebrated. Don't go where you feel like you have to force someone to give you what you want, or definitely not what you need. A word. All right. 5, the Hierophant. The Hierophant. This is about change. And things are changing on an esoteric spiritual level. It's like you're taking back your autonomy is what I'm getting. And you see, just look at look at this guy's expression. He's so happy. He's so happy because he's leveling up. He's in touch with the divine. That's where you guys need to be. Okay, we've got 2 more cards here. We've got the 9 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. So some of you are like, y'all have had it when it comes to relationships. So you guys are arguably a bit defensive. There is, I love how this card is right under the Knight of Wands. It's like you're ready to make a move, but it's like you're still a little hesitant. You're still like, let me wait and see. But what I love about this card is look at how low that fence is. And look at how long her legs are. All she has to do is take the decision to literally step over and just leave. I sense that the relationship, if this resonates with you, the relationship that you're in, I don't want to say it's not that serious, but you're not as committed as maybe you think you are. Or maybe your partner is not as committed as you think they are. It's still in the stages where you're not boxed in. So I don't see this. And I have to say, this relates to your passion. So it's one thing to be like married to someone on paper, right? But what is the rapport like in the relationship? Are you guys really in union? Like, are your souls really in union? Or are you literally just married on paper? I feel like some of y'all may be, even if you're married, you may be married on paper, but when it comes to that union, that passion, that fusion of you two together, it's not really there. Some of you really have a passionless relationship. And even if this doesn't apply to like a personal relationship, in a business way, with respect to a business relationship, like y'all are just not that enthusiastic. You may be under contract, but it's just on paper. Like y'all aren't really hyped about what it is that you're doing, if that makes sense. And with the 7 of Cups, like things are very unclear. Some of you are really like, well, should I stay? Should I go? Should I go where the passion resides? Should I wait and see if my partner like starts acting right? Y'all are really, or some of you may be able to plant seeds in all of these different vessels. Whoa, that was really sexual. I mean that y'all may have a lot of options when it comes to sex or when it comes to just relationships in general. Like maybe you're just really out there. Not in a bad way. I don't mean that in a bad way. You may just have a lot of options. So you may not be very committed to who you're with, or you're really just out there playing the fields and you've got multiple options. Some of y'all it has to do with sex. Gonna keep it 100, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Just be safe about it. All right, let's get one more card here. And here you are. Queen of Wands. This is you, Leo. This is you. And she's like, look at how happy she is. I want you to take a look at these people's faces. Look at this chick. She's beating on her drum and she's like, yes, all right. This guy who's like meditating, but he's like super happy. And this lady, this is you. It's like she's got magic in her hand. She's making shit happen. Happiness, passion seems to be a really big issue for you. And it's linked to your happiness. And that's where you need to be. Stop acting like this. Look at the look on her face. She's got a mask on. She's just like, I want passion, but I'm not getting it. But I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to sit here and wait and see what my partner does. Don't be this girl. Be this chick. She's passionate. She's sexual. She's beating on her drum. She's living her best life. Enough said. Yep. Some of you have a new relationship on the horizon. Your cup was filled with passionless water. It was filled with stagnant water that didn't taste good, that you no longer have a taste for. Aquarius, particularly Venus in Aquarius, is going to have you empty that cup, clean it out so that you can add some fresh water and start planting new seeds that are as passionate as you want them to be. Seriously. Some of you could be dealing with another fire sign, which surprises me because fire signs tend to be pretty passionate. But, I'm hearing, for those of you who may be dealing with another fire sign, there's something about this person that's very closed off. So although they may be a fire sign, I feel like they might have some air placements, which may make them a bit emotionally detached. So I feel like under the surface, they may be very passionate, but they're wearing this mask of being very in their head, not wanting to exude their passionate self. Maybe some of you need to help your partner bring that out, or vice versa. Some of you may be dealing with a water sign that may be confused at this time. So that's Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Definitely Taurus also. Some of you could be dealing with a Taurus as well. But the point is, you need to have your needs fulfilled. And stop acting like it's not important to you, or stop acquiescing to your partner. If your partner is passionless or is not as passionate as you need in your life, don't settle. Don't just go with the flow for the sake of having a relationship, for the sake of what's the point of having a body next to you if it's not warm and passionate in the way that you want? Again, life is too short to not have what you want. So go where the passion resides. All right. So let's get some astrology cards to close out this reading for you, Leo. Perfect. It's got 3 cards. Okay. First card out is Chiron. As you can see, Chiron is all about healing. Some of you have issues related to passion that you're working on. These issues may be what causes you to wear this mask, or these issues perhaps having to do with envy or resentment. These issues are the obstacles to having passion or just anything that you want in life. So check your natal chart to see where Chiron falls in your chart, and they may give you a clue as to what this healing has to do with. We've also got first house, which is the house of self. So I feel like some of you this speaks to neglecting your own needs in relationships. I really feel like some of you lose your identity in relationships. That also may be why you're wearing a mask. If you're just acquiescing to your partner's needs and wants, you're forgetting about yourself. If you notice this card, the doors are wide open. Some of y'all are really leaving. Some of y'all are like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. It's time to put me first, address what I need, and I need to do that by walking away. So some of you really might walk away from a relationship this month. And then finally, we have quincunx. And quincunx, as you can tell, or as you can see, it says complexity. Irritates, puzzles, mystifies, complicates, contradicts, Wasn't I talking about you may be involved with a fire sign? And fire signs are usually passionate, but this person may be like cold and detached or something. There's more than meets the eye to this person or to you. The situation is not as easy as I'm making it sound. I'll give you that. But again, you've got to put yourself first. Life is too short to not have what you want. So do it. Again, though, if you're going to communicate with your partner, you might want to do it after Mercury goes direct because it might come out all wrong. But regardless, I see a lot of you putting yourself first and addressing your own needs. It's almost like on the plane, right? When they talk about your oxygen mask, it says secure your own mask before you secure anyone else's. Some of you really need to get into a space of self-love. And I feel like when you do that, that's when the door is going to open and passion is going to be able to come in, whether it's with your current partner or a new one. All right, Leo, that has been your astro forecast and tarot scope for the month of February 2021. I sincerely hope that you were able to get at least one important message from this reading. If you would like to book a personal reading with me or order an astrology report, I'll put those links down below. If you'd like to know more about the astrology for the month of February, I've got monthly horoscopes up and I started putting weekly horoscopes up as well. The monthly horoscopes are up for all signs. The weeklies will be put out every Sunday. I'll put those links in the description box below, so don't forget to check those out. Also, while you're checking things out, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Divine Feminine Works. Every week, I do a series called The Week Ahead, where I do a quick and dirty astro forecast and tarot reading for the upcoming week. I also have some really nice content on there, so click the link for that. It'll be in the description box below, so you can follow me there so you don't miss any of that. As always, Leo, everything I do is a labor of love and comes straight from the bottom of my heart. If you feel so inclined and you'd like to tip me by buying me a coffee, I'll put the link to that in the description box as well. Leo, my loves, as always, it is a privilege and an honor to read for you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you in my next video.